We want to bring in WBIR 10 News reporter Kelsey Pape, who has more on this situation.
Yeah, we just heard in a press conference a little while ago that EPA actually addressed those concerns themselves, and it's something that county and CSX have been talking about all day long. Now, this is what the EPA officials were talking about earlier. They said that they have brought in resources from Atlanta to test the air quality as well as what's going on in the ground. That includes that well water. Now, they said that the hazardous chemicals from the train have officials extremely concerned. One, because of all of the soot in the air, and again, what it is doing to that water. Now, things authorities do not want you to do is to drink that water, and they said did not even come in contact with it. There is no timeline on this point when the results of those tests will be in, and until they know, residents say they are going to stay concerned.
We're trying to at least have water, you know. Other things we can kind of clothes and stuff, we can come across that stuff.
Well, you can come to Heritage High School and Middle School to come and grab some bottled water. That is if you are in need. They're actually limiting to about 2 to 3 cases at this time, but if you need it, they're not going to turn you away. When you run out, make sure that you do come and get some more. They said that they're going to be here all day and all night, and a lot of that water, Russell, was donated by Rio Revolution, which is a church here in Maryville, so a big shout out to them. A lot of community support again, but biggest thing that the EPA wants to get out, do not touch that well water.
Yeah, water until further advised. We want to bring in WBIR 10 News reporter Kelsey Pape, who has more on that situation with this water.
Yeah, and we just heard in a press conference just a little while ago from EPA officials, and they were talking a lot about how the fact that is actually the #1 concern. They said that they were using resources out of Atlanta to check the air quality as well as the water quality, but as of this time, there is actually no timeline on when we might know when that would be finished. Now, what we do know is that so far everything within a mile and a half of the accident site is affected. That does not include city water. Extremely important to remember, that is just the well water. But the community is stepping up here to make sure that no one leaves this area thirsty. And we actually caught up with a couple that said that the water issue is their main concern.
The water, it pouring rain, so it's probably washing it down, and we live about 2 miles away from it. So I was worried about drinking water and stuff. So, and my wife's 6 months pregnant, so we're trying to get as much bottled water as possible.
Well, you can come to Heritage High School and Middle School to grab that bottled water. Right now, they are limiting people to about 2 to 3 cases right off the bat, but they're never going to turn anyone away. So if you do run out of water, you are encouraged to come back to Heritage Middle and High School and to grab extra. They said that they are going to be here all day, all night. And a big shout out to Rio Revolution, a church here in Maryville that has actually donated a lot of that water.
Yeah. BIR 10's news reporter Kelsey Pape joins us live from campus with what they had to say. What was their reaction?
Well, you know what, Robin and Nick, every single person that walked in this store was awestruck. And you know, some of those fans actually traveled hundreds of miles just to get their hands on some of this new Vol gear. I talked to a couple people who said they traveled more than 3.5 hours just to be a part of one of this university's biggest branding transition it has seen in years. No matter what the weather,
I've honestly waited for this for about 10 years now.
Or the distance.
We just came from Georgia, so 3.5 hours away just to get some Nike gear.
The Vol shop on UT's campus was the place every Extreme fan wanted to be.
We're big Tennessee fans. We just want to be the first ones in line to get it.
Fans began lining up in the early hours of the morning.
6 a.m.
Just to get a spot in line for one of the biggest days in the university's history.
Our folks were here at 5:30 in the morning, and there were people waiting at the door and wanting to see what was in the boxes we were bringing in. We had it shrink wrapped and hidden and covered, and they're like, what's in there? Can we get that and take a sneak peek? And
when the doors opened at 12:30, fans came walking in true Vol fashion.
What's that smell? Say it again!
Oh, I was tickled to death. We were so excited looking in here and seeing all the Nike gear, seeing the football uniform behind me. Just super excited.
It didn't take long for items to slowly disappear off the shelves in the Vol shop to be filled from wall to wall.
Couldn't wait to get in here.
The top things flying off the shelves were jerseys, polos, and hats.
I've got a hat and a shirt, so I haven't finished looking yet.
A big day not only for UT athletes, but for their biggest fans.
I think it'll bring a lot of swagger to the teams and to the university, honestly.
And speaking of that swagger that just ended that story, look at these brand new jerseys that just hit the shelves just a few minutes ago. The gray Vol jerseys that everybody has been anticipating. So the Vol shop does have them now, in case you're wondering about that. And they did get the exclusive right in order to start selling this Nike gear for one day only. It should start popping up around Knoxville throughout the rest of the week. We'll send it back to you.
Loving the gray. All right, Kelsey, thank you.
Our 10 News reporter Kelsey Pape. She's right in the middle of it all. Hey, Kelsey.
Well, hello. Yes, we are right in the middle of the Vol shop right now, where literally the doors just opened just a couple of minutes ago. The fans came in doing a Let's Go Vols chant as they came in. An exciting time, obviously, for everyone. Everybody taking a check at all of this brand new Nike gear. As you said, everything has been shown to kind of what the athletes are going to be wearing, but now you're getting an inside look at what you, the fans, can be seeing now. Again, jam-packed store right now, probably a couple hundred people walking through the doors right now. Not a lot of room. My photographer is actually just getting swarmed right now by all the fans in here right now. But again, this is such an exciting time. I'm going to have you take a look right here, all for this Nike swoosh right here. That's what everybody is excited to see here. An exciting time. We're going to have a lot more coming up tonight in our later shows, as well as reaction from fans and people that even drove 3.5 hours away just to be there. Again, all for that Nike swoosh right there. We'll send it back to you in the studio.